My name is Rhapsody and welcome to Wildfrost. Wildfrost is a roguelike deck builder, smile, from Gazeta as well as Deadpan Games, also published by Chucklefish. I played 2 hours of this a while ago in the Steam Next Fest, got a little bit of a taste for the game, and now, what with the official release, it's time to dive in. Initially, we need to choose a leader here. Bringing up the question mark will tell me leader selection. At the start of a run, you must choose a leader. Each leader belongs to a tribe, which then determines your starting deck and the cards you will come across during the run. Keep your leader alive. If they die, it's game over. So that tells us our loss condition. We've got Wool over there on the far left, telling us a little bit about the anatomy of a card. The obvious ones, top left is health, top right is attack. Pretty clear, one of them's on a heart, one of them's on a sword. What do you want? That's as basic as symbology really gets in games. However, at the bottom we have a counter. The counter says this card will trigger in 5 turns. So it will not be attacking each round necessarily. It will attack every 5th round. There's also Dodf here, who has a unique keyword on them, that is barrage. Hits all targets in the row. We'll be exploring what rows are in just a moment. And Root, who has gain 2 shell on kill. A shell blocks an individual instance of damage. So what? I could put this person at the front of the party, get them to tank up a little bit that way. Maybe put this person at the back of the party, get them to snipe out the appropriate units at the appropriate time. Or I could just go blank. I think I'm gonna go with Dodf as my first here, who will have the ability to do 3 damage to all targets in the row, rather than just the one at the very front. For this first episode, I am going to name the leader after myself, but for episodes following this, I'm going to be pulling them from the 4th wall tier of the Republic Discord Republic Patron. Okay. Bottom left, we have a deck, which by base is populated by Rhapsody, so my starter unit, and then a secondary unit, a companion called Foxy. On this, we see one new side of a card, which is Frenzy, which tells you how many times a unit strikes. So Frenzy triggers multiple times, it will trigger 3 times, that is Foxy. Pink Reduce says increase health by 4, Snow Stick, apply 2 Snow, which freezes the counter and reactions of a unit, and then we have 4 copies of the Scrappy Sword, which just does straight up 2 damage. Neat. Very, 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 very basic. Should give us the ability to get the lay of the land quite comfortably here. To start each battle, drag your leader from your hand to the battlefield. Done. Foxy is one of your companion cards. Get him on the battlefield too. Alright, we're gonna have a tutorialized first run here. That's gonna make it very, very simple to get on board with. So the enemies have a Waddle Goons with 9 health and 1 attack, but it attacks 3 times, as well as a Pen Goon in the back line. Will attack in 2 turns for only 1 damage. So if I use, well, actually, will they let me just kind of bypass stuff here by using like a Scrappy Sword to kill Pen Goon instead of trying to get Foxy out? They don't really represent enough damage to really kill my champion at all though, so I don't think I'm in threat. Ah, here we go, this is what they were setting up. Use your Scrappy Sword to take out the Pen Goon right before they act. So they have a counter of only 1 at the moment, which means if I end this turn, they will take an action. Their action will be attacking. I'm not going to let them do that by killing them with a Scrappy Sword instead. Card count is reduced by 1 each turn. When they reach 0, the card will attack. I can also use the Snow Stick here to freeze the counters and reactions of Waddle Goons to prevent it from being able to attack here. Enemies will always attack first. Okay, tells us a little bit of important priority information there. Interesting. So I don't have a way to kill you without taking at least 3 damage to you straight to my champion. Rough stuff. You're almost out of cards. Gain a new hand by hitting the redraw bell. The redraw bell is down here in the bottom right, says discard your hand and draw 6 new cards. It's not charged, which means the action will end my turn. Sure. I hit the bell and I gain a whole new hand. Especially considering I'm drawing up to 6 and my base deck was like 4, 3, 4, 3, and 2 is 9? Is 9 cards? I'm seeing, 2/3 of my deck every time. Also, I've got 2 units on the field, so really it's even more stark than that. The redraw bell can be used at any time to discard your hand and draw 6 new cards. Hitting the redraw bell will end your turn unless the bell is charged. It will become charged when its counter reaches 0. Already just putting mechanics away in my brain for the possibility of seeing if they have ways to break them later. Just filing that away. Look, hey, I know. 5 minutes and 45 seconds in, I'm already thinking about whether or not we can get that infinite. You'll see. One of these episodes in the future, hopefully not this one, I imagine I'm not going to go infinite on the very first episode in the tutorial, but one of these episodes is going to be labeled Going Infinite. I just want you to be ready for that. I'm going to be ready for it right up until the moment that it happens. You must protect your leader. If they die, it's game over, buddy. Okay, they have a wild Snorf in the background, applying 2 snow, slowing things down, and a Chungoon in the front line with 5 health. Whenever it's hit, it will gain 1 damage though. Cool. I mean, look, I could increase Rhapsody's health by 4 right here, but if I snow stick each of these units, you'll take 4 turns, you'll take 4 turns, and the wild Snoof in the backline, when it is taking that long, it'll get hit by Rhapsody before it attacks, and then I would be able to respond with a scrappy sword to kill it. But then Foxy will have already attacked Chungoon 3 times, giving Chungoon 5 damage to wipe back at Rhapsody with. So really, how do I intend to take out Wild Snoof? Actually, the best way around this might be just taking the 2 damage that Chungoon can deal right now and using Scrappy Sword 2 times in a row in order to take out Wild Snoof. The wave deployer, that is on the hard right of the screen here, shows the number of turns until the next wave of enemies. Okay. I kill Snoof. Chungoon deals 2 damage. I recognize this to be basically the best outcome we could have had from Chungoon dealing damage there. I get 4 extra health on Rhapsody. It looks like that increases maximum health and current health at the same time rather than just healing. Cool. I was playing around that a little bit there, giving myself the possibility of using it for healing even if it didn't increase maximum health. I'm gonna kill Chungoon with the Scrappy Sword there. The Snow Knight. You need to defeat the Snow Knight to win the battle. Snow Knight, whenever anything is snowed, gain 1 damage. And then Grouchy in the back line, damage is increased by 2 whilst damaged. So Grouchy is going to act before Rhapsody next at 4 counters when Rhapsody has 5. Slight bit of an annoyance because Rhapsody being able to barrage over towards Grouchy and also striking with a, what's the word I'm looking for here? A Scrappy Sword would be particularly powerful for us. I wonder if that means that I then want to freeze Grouchy here on turn 1, and then next turn redraw to try and gain a sword. I'm gonna do that. Wait, hang on. What? Oh, the snow stick does damage too! I didn't think it did. Huh. Cool. Okay, so Snow Knight is currently threatening to do 3 damage to Rhapsody. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the redraw here. Cool. I Scrappy Sword Grouchy in the back line. And in doing so, I set it up to die before it takes another action. To the might of Rhapsody. It sounds boastful when the character has my name, but this is the way I would treat any name of any character in that instance. I guess except for like the Hellhaunt champion who I called Ironclad for like 40 episodes. Unintentionally, I'm gonna pink reduce Rhapsody again here. Keep their health high. Actually, is that my priority right now? No, it's not. I Scrappy Sword the Snow Knight. And then if I freeze them this turn, I get to set up a barrage that will kill both the Snow Knight and Grouchy at the same time. There we go. Ooh, 2-time combo. 2-time combo gave us extra money. Okay. So they've got specific ways that they will reward combat. As in, specific ways of managing or traversing through combat. Rather. Journal page! Oh. The Wildfrost. As the snow began to fall and the temperature dropped, we knew it was a storm like no other. As the months went on, the snow lingered and the cold grew harsher. There was no escaping the Wildfrost, as it spread like a wildfire of snow and ice. Many believed that the storm had an unnatural source. Brave adventurers set out into the wilderness, determined to put an end to the storm. I too decided to take on the challenge, but like those who came before me, I was unable to penetrate the heart of the storm. If anyone is reading this, use this knowledge within these pages to go forth and bring the sun back to our world. Together, we can restore warmth and light to this frozen land. Neat. I didn't know how much lore was going to be involved in a game like this, because I played it back in the Next Fest when lore wasn't. Break the ice. Hey, come here often? That didn't work. I'm gonna click on it instead. You can right-click any card to inspect it. I'm given two options here, Wallop and Big Bree. I'm just gonna pull up Wallop first, who has deal 8 additional damage to snowed targets. Man, you're a companion as well? You've got 9 health, 4 damage? That's big. But speaking of big, Big Berry. Big Berry, on kill, restore 2 health to self, and all allies in row, has high damage and high health themselves, and a relatively low counter. I think I'm taking Big Berry here. I think I'm taking Big Berry primarily because it will help reinforce the playstyle of putting a barrage unit behind a large unit. The barrage goes behind the large. Classically. It's a reverse alphabetical order. It's just how things work in Wildfrost. I open up this chest we've stumbled across and find a snow cake, a sun rod, and Hongo's hammer. And? No, I'm picking. Cool. Or Hongo's hammer. Snow cake is apply 12 snow, so basically just lock someone out of the game, but obviously can't do it forever. Consume can only be used once per battle. Does 0 damage, important to note. There's also the sun rod. Count down the counter by 2. Ooh, make someone act slightly faster. Okay, I'm intrigued. And Hongo's hammer. 1 damage and Shroom. Apply 3 Shroom. Shroom deals damage every turn and counts down every turn. Okay, so Hongo's hammer is going to do 1 damage initially and then 3 damage at the end of that turn? It doesn't say when, at the start or at the end of a turn, but that may not matter with the way that things are formatted in this game. So that's 1, 4, 2, 1 for a total of 1, 4, 1, 3, 2, 1 for a total of 7 damage out of Hongo's hammer over the course of 3 turns. Man, that's a lot of damage. I do feel a little like what I'm lacking is damage. I'll take it. Come on, Hongo. Let's go to the battle. Oh, what are you saying here? There's a second line? I already knew that, don't worry. As I said, I played a little bit of it in the Next Fest. I'm not surprised at all to see a second line here. Uber Bear. When hit, apply 2 snow to the attacker or Chungoon. When hit, gain 1 damage. I mean, look, I'll put out my own unit on the bottom line in the second space. Yeah. You can also inspect cards during battles. Right-click Uber to inspect it. Ah, okay. So when hit is even defined here for us. A hit occurs when one card attacks another, even if they don't deal any damage. All cards that have attack icons on will attack and hit their target. Damage dealt by status effects does not count as a hit. Good to know, good to know. Place Big Berry on the battlefield too, as much as I want to. Like, I want to put him directly in front of Rhapsody. And then, what's gonna happen to the unopposed Uber up here in the top line? I don't know. Let's find out. Okay, so... strangely, I also don't have any of my freezers in this hand. Yeah, Foxy, both of my Snow Sticks, and Hongo's Hammer. So basically all of the cards that I want are still in the deck. Oh boy. That could be a wee bit tough for us. So the incoming damage this turn is at least 5 onto... not this turn, end of next turn, at least 5 onto Big Berry. If, assuming they both attack the front line, but I'm only capable of attacking one of their lines. I am curious about the mechanics of this unopposed enemy, but I guarantee the game is about to tell me about it, so I'm gonna concern myself with that slightly less and throw a scrappy sword to the north. And then a second one. Yep. Okay, pretty much exactly worked out we would have imagined. I will then... I'm going to murder Chungoon. That is because Big Berry is going to attack immediately after this, so if Chungoon only has 4 health by using a scrappy sword first, Big Berry is going to claim the kill, and in doing so, heal himself by 2. It also says restore 2 health, rather than increase health by. So that gives us our different terminology for max health and current health gain, as well as just current health gain. Get him, Chungoon! Big Berry gets some heals out there. You can recall companions to heal them. Drag Big Berry to your discard pocket. What if I don't want to do that? What if I think that's a bad idea? You're not gonna let me do that? Okay, there you go. I heal him? Recalling cards is also a free action. Neat. I'm gonna use a Pinkberry Juice here. Oh, that froze my commander. Hey, leader. I don't have you have a commander deck directly in front of you that you built yesterday and accidentally beat a bunch of people up with, and now everyone's kind of mad at you because you built a Voltron deck, but I didn't know it was a Voltron deck! I just wanted Yoshimaru to hit people in the face with a hammer! Sorry, that's relatable to 4 people. Penguin! This is gonna just get immediately taken out there, and then I'm gonna refresh myself a new hand. Treat myself to a whole new hand. Yeah, Penguin's still up there on the top line. Still don't super want to deal with them immediately. I really wish I had my big boy in hand. Big Berry, rather. Uber Bear, unfortunately, would do enough damage to take out Foxy in a single attack. When hit, apply 2 to the attacker. You know, I'm going to use Hongo's Hammer on Uber Bear there. Guaranteed that it dies in 2 turns' time. Oh, does it happen before or after the unit attacks? That is something I desperately need to know, and I'm glad the game is currently giving me an opportunity to find that out. After. Sick. Big Peng. Gains 1 damage when an ally is killed. Otherwise, has very little damage. Okay, so Big Peng attacks first, and currently has a counter the same as my leader, which means that Big Peng will attack for 0 damage, or sorry, 0 damage, 1 damage as it currently is, and then my leader will respond by barraging Pengoon and Baby Snowbow, killing both and buffing Big Peng after his attack. That seems great to me. Nothing seems wrong with that. If I Scrappy Sword Pengoon under Big Peng as well, that's probably a good idea here. Yeah, that's a good idea. I could also pop Foxy out on the board if I really wanted to at this point in order to get a blocker for my leader. I'm not certain that will super matter, but I do think it's a good play, so I'm gonna do it. Alright. Now I want to redraw to get the big boy out on board. So I'll do that now. Redraw, hello big boy. It's time for you to go out on the field. On kill, restore HP to self and allies in the row. Now Big Peng is directly going to attack Big Berry. And Pengoon and Baby Snowbow. Okay, so they have very low counters, only a counter or two. Fair enough. I'm gonna move Foxy to behind Big Berry, which it appears is a free action for us to do. Neat. And then, I mean, honestly, I'm probably just gonna get Hongo's Hammer on Big Peng for some good damage. We can see that did work, exactly how we prescribed that it would. Big Peng attacked with a small amount of damage, and then I cleared out the rest of his units, buffing him. I mean, look, I just hit him with the sword, and then they die to the poison. Got him. Victory! I've gotten myself 80 of whatever the currency is. Oh, there's another journal page, and then you're gonna give me some options later? Oh, my cup runneth over. The sun. Many years ago, before the eternal winter, there was a mighty spirit in the sky known as the sun. The sun was the essence of all life, its radiant light providing warmth and nourishment to all living things. The golden light did not last forever. A terrible storm descended upon the land, engulfing the sun and leaving a lifeless cube of ice in the sky. Now, all that remains is a faint, empty light that offers no warmth or comfort. It's well written. I go to a next treasure, popping it up open. Ooh, the game is telling me about Woodhead, which is a clunker card. A clunker card are items that you can place in battle to aid your companions. Right, okay, so it can go out on the field as though a unit might. It does nothing, but it will take a hit for you. Scrap, different kind of health, reduces by 1 when any damage is taken. Oh, okay, so there's something with Scrap 2 can take 2 instances of 50 damage at the same time. Neat. Flame Water, increased damage by 1. Neat. Would be really good for our multi-striker. Pretty good for our barrage hitter as well. And then Shell Shield is the final here, blocks damage. I'm gonna take the Flame Water. Especially with Big Berry, it seems the right option. So I can either go for Frozen Travelers and Treasure, or I can go for Bling Snail Cave and Charm. These ones are new. Let's go to the new ones. I'm gonna be tending towards the new. Oh, that just gave me money straight up. Cool. I'm gonna be tending towards the new things in first episodes here, so that we can kind of just form a little bit of a basis of knowledge about this game, so that we can start making, consistent strategic decisions after the fact. If you've seen a series on this channel before, it's very much exploratory and then demonstrative. Those are the 2 phases of a Rhapsody series. First, I mean, in the deck builder, first, 10 to 500 episodes can fit under that exploratory banner? I take the Charm. Charm got Snowball Charm. Snowball Charm, apply 1. You can equip your charm by dragging it to a card. Ah, okay. Oh, I can buff like any card with this? I mean... So, my inclination is to buff Foxy here, because Foxy attacks 3 times at a relatively quick speed of 3, and would be applying a Frost with each of those attacks. Get him, Foxy! Once equipped, charms cannot be removed. Oh, you got him, Foxy. I go to the boss. Bamboozle hits all enemies. Okay, so it shares both lines, which is why it's so tall here. Got it. Winterworm in the back line. When hit, reduce its damage by 1. Okay. There's also the baby Snowbow on top, who I could possibly kill with a barrage. Curious. Very curious. I'm gonna pop Rhapsody on the bottom line for the moment. This is what I wanted to see. We've got Foxy in our opening hand. So if I play Foxy first, I can start getting the ability to triple freeze. Whoa, no! Oh, I can't triple freeze it, unfortunately. Bamboozle has resist snow as an ability as well, can only have a maximum of 1 frost at a time. Unfortunate. Unfortunately, that like basically removes all of the utility of Foxy in this instance. I do want to get out my counters first so that I have attackers attacking. This Winterworm in the back line, when hit, reduce damage by 1. If I snow stick them, they are already very slow with a counter of 6. But if I snow stick them, they lose 1 damage and act 2 turns later, which is helpful. I'm gonna pop Big Berry out on the field, as I said prior. I do wonder if maybe Foxy isn't even worth putting on the field immediately at this point. What with the does only 3 damage, which is kind of minimal at this point, and also only applies 1 frost. That said, it still does buy us an extra turn against Bamboozle. How can I be mad about that? And in fact, I'm not. I pop Foxy out on the field. Snowbow attacks Big Berry, but that is to be expected. I'm going to throw a Snow Stick against the Winterworm in the back line, freezing it, as well as lowering its damage. So Big Berry is going to attack, and so is Foxy. There's no way I care about, like, Scrappy sorting the baby Snowbow right now or anything like that, right? No? Okay, cool. I checked in with myself. The answer was no. I did the Winterworm for 2 frost and 1 lower damage. And that seems to have worked out well for us. Okay, so Rhapsody here is also going to be attacking the back line. 3 damage in the barrage. If I redraw now, I'm pretty likely to draw... Yeah, pretty likely. I'm guaranteed to draw my Flame Water as well as Hongo's Hammer. Hongo's Hammer, I think, is going to be the best way for me to deal consistent damage to the Bamboozle here. The big problem right now is that the Winterworm, if ever it attacks, is going to take out Big Berry. But I think I can deal with that after I deal with Bamboozle. I'm going to redraw. And then throw out Hongo's Hammer on Bamboozle. This also confirms the kill on Bamboozle, I believe. Yeah, if I was patient, I could have them dead now. It will hit all enemies if it gets back to its turn ever again, though. So I'm not going to let it. Bye-bye, Bamboozle. Excuse me? Oh, you bamboozled me. There's 2 lines now. Bam on the top line. Gain 1 frenzy when other wild cards are killed. It itself is a wild card and has the text for frenzy. And then Boozle, who also has wild and applies a snow themselves on a very low counter of only 2. I see. We've also got Snowbows in the back line that now have aimless. Hits a random target in the row. Oh, for 1 damage, thankfully, exclusively at this point. So Foxy is about to attack, giving myself the ability to double the outgoing damage from Foxy here by playing Flame Water on them does seem good to me. I can't really let the enemies freeze me here. I do have to think a fair few turns in advance right now to prevent myself from accidentally screwing myself. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Flame Water on Foxy. I think that's the right play right now. Rhapsody in the backline. Ow. Foxy has now really stunned Boozle. Big Berry does 5 damage. If I had the ability to do 3 damage to Boozle right now before Big Berry attacks, I would love to. I would leap at that opportunity. I don't have it though. Hence the lack of leap. I wonder if with this much snow on Boozle, if my correct choice now is to swap lines going north so that I can start dealing with Bam before Bam gets multi-attack. Bam up here on the top line has 6 damage. So if they see Boozle die, if they get their wild trigger, giving them a frenzy, which is multi-strike in this instance, they will be attacking for 12. So the sooner I start working on them, the far better we're going to be. Winterworm's going to become a problem pretty soon. I'm going to move north, just as I said I would. I'm a person, I'm a word. I don't super care if Baby Snowbo attacks right now. I guess it's easier to kill it. So I do. Okay, 2 aimless strikes are coming out, 2 undirected damage to our board. Thankfully can't kill anything at this point in time, so I'm not super wary at all. I'm gonna draw a new hand. Flame Water does go back into the deck. Interesting, interesting. I'm gonna Flame Water buff Foxy, let's do it. Foxy about to deal 9 damage this turn? In fact, 9 damage, and then the barrage from Rhapsody comes through, taking out Bam and then Snowbo in the backline. Then Boozle gets ready to act next turn. Having Boozle ready to act next turn is not something I am keen for. I'm gonna freeze the Winterworm. Get him, Foxy! Excuse me? What? Barrage is all targets in the row! And the row is the front line. I thought row was... Look, I was taking spreadsheet knowledge into this game. That was incorrect. Rows and columns, throw them out. They might as well go different directions. Fair enough. So Boozle currently wants to do that strike, which is annoying. Okay, I'm gonna Snow Boozle there. Excellent. Big Berry only needs to withstand 4 damage this turn in order to have the ability to respond. And if they do respond, it will be to kill Boozle. So I'm going to give them a pink reduce to give them some more HP. Make them a wee bit more survivable. Alright, Boozle. You've only got 2 health on you. There's no reason for me to be delaying on this. I strike you with a sword, which murders you with the sword. Oh, and everyone else runs away! Oh, interesting. Choose a reward. The Sunbell of Hands, card draw +1. The Sunbell of Fellowship, companion limit +1. Or the Sunbell of Bell, redraw bell counter -1. I'm gonna go with the Sunbell of Hands. It's card draw. Ooh. I see. Okay, so it might be one of those tutorials which is effectively, first floor, I'll tutorialize you. Second floor, you're on your own, buddy. See what you can make of that. I'm gonna go to the Blinksnail Cave, get myself some money. Muncher versus Treasure. Again, I'm gonna choose the new option. Muncher. What do you munch? Feed the Muncher. Here. Continue saying it. Feed the Muncher? Yeah. Click. Machi likes to eat everything, so you can feed him any items you don't need. God removal. Yes. See what that would do. Thanks, he's full now. Removes 2 cards at a time? We have control over the speed of our redraw. It's beautiful. I leave and approach the woolly snail, which, of course, is a shop. Enter shop. It's cute as hell as well. Welcome. Take your time to look around. The storm globe is discounted heavily here. Does 0 damage, but applies 4. That is snow, that is. And reduces by 1 when it is played. It's pretty good. There's Berry Blade. Restore health to front ally equal to the damage dealt. It deals 3 damage. And there's the Pepper Reaper. Applies 3 spice. Spice temporarily increases attack. And it clears after triggering. Got it. Right. So I would be buffing one of my own units by dealing some damage to them in order to... Got it. I was trying to figure out where I was going to put this, considering the attack value it has. There's also a Noonlin biscuit down here to the bottom left. Noonlin is a keyword, rather, for does not end your turn when played. And consume. The card can only be used once per battle. I like the idea of doing that and starting to find out what Noonlin are. The charm machine. You can use your charms to upgrade your cards. Charms? Crown. Cards with crowns are always played before the start of the battle. Equip. I mean, it doesn't make sense to put it on. Yay. The leader turns around. I am already crowned well enough. I mean... So what I want is Big Berry out there so that I can start defending against any early attackers very, very quickly. But I wonder, does that put me way too many draws away from getting Foxy, who seems to be like a large amount of my damage strat at this point? Maybe I need Raps to soak up the damage for Foxy for a bit until I get Big Berry. Maybe that's more of the play. Alright, Foxy, enjoy that crown. Wear it well. I'm gonna go for the charm machine as well. Charms seem good. A pomegranate charm. Gain barrage and reduce attack by 2. Barrage hits all targets in the row. Can I... No! I can't put it on Foxy! Okay, if I could have put it on Foxy, I could have had a situation where Foxy does no damage, but does it to everyone in line 3 times, providing 3 frees to everyone in line for that as well. I mean, look, Big Berry getting this, -2 damage, but the ability to barrage is not bad. It does take away more of the damage that I'm having a little bit of difficulty with at this point in time, but... I don't know what I'm going to do to deal with that. I'd hoped that by the end of that sentence I would have figured it out. Alright. Oh, looks like I can purchase a second charm if I purchase the charm first. So I can't afford the Berry Blade at this point in time. I could take the Storm Globe. I could also take the Pepper Reaper if I really wanted to deal some damage to either of my attacking units, any of my attacking units effectively. They've got Frenzy or Barrage, so they all double or triple dip on it whatsoever. For 3 increased damage. I also want to know what Noomlin are. Oh, my curiosity. Will it get the better of me? I need damage buffs. They just do, unfortunately. Oh well. I move now to the battle, where we see Grumps, when hit, reduce the attacker's damage by 1. Oh, so I want to try and kill that with spells if at all possible. Pepper Witch, when hit, applies 2 spice to all allies in row, so does not target my characters, unfortunately. And Grog, when hit, count down by 1. Oh, they're all pretty tough. I don't really want to reduce the attackers. So I'm gonna get Rhapsody and Foxy out both on the bottom line. Thank heck, I've got my big Brie, who I will be putting out in front of them. So this barrage is all targets in the row, right? So it'll target Grumps and Grog at the same time. So I can do that for 6 damage to each of them, which is pretty significant with the Pepper Reaper. 2 damage to one of my units, though, for having done so. I do like the idea of, you know, just starting to throw some spells against Grumps so that I have to hit it as few times as possible. In 4 turns, they're going to refill the board. Foxy, if I buff you before you need to attack, which would just be next turn, gives you only 2 health, but then you attack for 3 times. And you do that before Big Berry, who will then finish off Grog. 3 times is 9, plus 3 is 12, takes out Grog. So yeah, I want to start focusing on Grumps, and I'm going to start focusing on them with spells. Pepper Witch only does 1 damage by themselves, so not really something I need to worry about. I use the Pepper Reaper on Foxy. Get buffed. Excuse me? Wait. Oh, sorry, the Pepper Reaper is +3. So it was actually doing 12 damage already. Oh, that makes sense, that makes sense. I'm gonna move everyone up here. I feel like some proactive defense here won't go astray. And the best defense card is apparently an offense card, as I then play an attack. Wait, what? Big Berry then barraged and hits all targets in the row. Okay, no, row is apparently what? Huh? I'm not certain how barrage is supposed to work, evidently. As much as I thought I was. I'm going to redraw here, giving me the ability to buff Rhapsody to get some AoE kills here. Got him! I'm really glad that is how barrage works. I was very confused when it wasn't. Moko gains 1 every time it triggers, and it has a counter of 1. Okay, so it'll deal 0 damage, gain 1. I think it does it in that order. And then it'll attack again next turn. 1 damage and so on and so forth. So Foxy in the back line does have the ability currently to pick up the Flame Water. The Gobbling also exists here, which I didn't mention previously. Gobbling escapes from the battle, but drops 4 bling when hit. When hit. So if I can do a bunch of different instances of damage to it, I would love to. But it's only when hit, so I don't want to do it with a hammer. I mean, yeah, it really just does seem like a Flame Water increase is the only reasonable approach to take here. Got him. Using a scrappy sword against the Gobbling in the backline is not really going to help me out too much in this position. If I want to do more hits to them in order to get more money, which I do, if possible, I'm going to have to throw a snow stick at them, slow them down a little bit. So Big Berry is going to kill Moko this turn, and in doing so heal everyone in the line by 2 health, which is great because everyone in the line needs 2 health right now. At least. If I throw another snow stick against the goblin, I can set it up to die to 2 instances of damage after. I don't love that. Honestly, I kind of want to hit it with Hongo's hammer. If it weren't for the fact that I was holding that for Grog, I probably already would have. In fact, I'm gonna choose to throw that at Grog. Get myself a little bit further along here. Okay, so I could redraw at this point. Currently, Foxy is going to strike that goblin 2 times, and then Grog once, I think? In the middle of the Frenzy multi-strike, it has diverted target, I think, is how that's gonna work. I do have a free redraw at this point. What am I looking for in the redraw? Scrappy Sword? No. I'm looking for my attack buffs to come back. There's Flame Water. If I use Flame Water this turn, unfortunately Foxy is not going to deal as much damage as I want them to. Actually, that might be better for us. I'm going to throw Big Berry, Rhapsody, and Foxy down here on the bottom line, and then throw my Flame Water back out. Ooh, Flame Water? Or Pepper Reaper? I use Pepper Reaper here. 8 damage. Or 5 damage per pump there. Taking out the frontliner on 8, and then putting Moko down to a very, very manageable amount of health here. Ooh, each of these Scrappy Swords has already used one of the damage it has available. Neat. Yeah, I've got Snow Sticks in hand. I'm gonna move up in order to hit Goblin with a Scrappy Sword for 1. And getting a little bit of money, and then I will murder it, getting a little bit more money. King Moko, however, comes out on the field, has 80 health, 10 damage. When hit, apply 3 spice to everyone in the battle. Oh, I see. Moko there on the bottom line needs to not attack. Otherwise, Big Berry takes a bunch of damage. However, if I can get Big Berry to attack here on the bottom line, I'll be able to kill Moko as well as heal Foxy. And then Foxy is going to attack for 8 to the back. Yeah, I can take out the Pepper Witch as well. Let's do that. I like that. I like that a lot. Flame Water on Foxy. Coming in clutch is our damage there. I managed to get the attacking buff from King Moko. Thank you muchly. So Moko is going to be attacking for 8, right? 5 damage and... No. Okay, so the spice is not added to the damage number above it. Or rather, sorry, you don't add the spice to the damage number above it. It already is added and represented in the ultimate damage number. So I know that they're only coming out with 5 damage this round. I mean, there's a couple of different ways I can deal with this, but if I just give health rather, to Big Berry, that would be one way to do it. Clears after triggering spice, yeah, so I should definitely let that trigger if I can. Although I could also refresh my hand for just more attack modifiers. I don't think that's relevant. Far more relevant right now, I think, is whether or not I can do the damage I need. Okay, so I can redraw here. Moko is going to attack for another 3 this round, so I definitely don't want to get Big Berry more damage. At least with the pepper. Because I don't have that many snow sticks in the deck, I'm going to freeze Moko before I redraw, because I want the new, the extra copy of Snow Stick to be in my redraw. Then I will redraw at the start of this turn, because it's charged. It does not end my turn either. Big Berry still acts after Moko in the next round. I could use Pepper Reaper here just to try and deal extra damage if I really wanted to. Do I really wanted to? Does I really wanted to? Oh, nope, I know exactly what I need to do now. I use Hongo's Hammer on King Moko. That then buffs everyone in the field, giving Rhapsody 8 damage and allowing them to strike through the back line. Sick. There's no more waves after this, so I think we're getting this boss. Use some pinkberry juice on Big Berry here, just make him comfy and happy and homey. Oh, King Moko, if you ever got to attack, I would be really sad about it. Of course you won't, so I'm not. Alright, Boxy. You're doing 13 damage per strike? What if you did 16 damage per strike? Well done, buddy. Victory! Okay, are we a 3-stage? There's so many roguelikes at 3 different floors. Deckbuilders. Are we 3 stages? We are currently in what I imagine is the 3rd. I open up a treasure chest and find a spore pack. It applies, well, it does hit. It does 0 damage, but it does hit. Important for a couple of different triggers. It also barrages 2 shroom. That is 2 poison damage against all enemies. There's a heart forge here. When an ally is healed, apply equal spice. I don't often heal my allies, even with Big Berry on the field. I can't see the heart forge being huge. Totem of the Goat. Before an enemy attacks, apply Demonize to them. Demonize doubles the damage taken, counts down after taking damage. I almost want to go for the Spore Pack, give myself more consistency on poison. I almost want to do it enough to do it, so I did, and then now it's done. I go to the Muncher, because of course I do. Heyo! You can feed Munchie any items you don't need. So, the Scrappy Sword is definitely the thing I need least in this deck. I've removed all 4 copies of it. And now let's have a look at some new Frozen Travelers. Lil Berry! When healed, gain 2 damage, has 8 health, 2 damage, and strikes on a counter of 4. There's also Shelly. 4 health, 1 damage. It says whenever an enemy is killed, apply 3 shell, to the attacker. And then there's Colonel. When hit, apply 3 shell to the ally behind. I do want growing damage. I just wonder if Lil Berry is going to be the best way to do that. I already have growing damage when I cycle through my deck, so realistically, I think what I actually want is more defense. I'm taking Colonel. Hey, I'm Colonel. I'll gladly join your team. Hey, Colonel, join us. We're going into battle. Grumble is on the top line here. Grumble is an enemy with teeth. Deals damage to spikes. Deals damage to attackers. I'm not going to immediately just translate this into other game mechanics, but if you're familiar with spikes, it's spikes. Then there's also Smog. Also has spikes for value of 3. When active, apply Aimless to all enemies. Okay, so I'm going to hit random targets in the row for all of mine. Neat. Marrow, when active, apply 3 teeth to all allies. So if I could kill Marrow in the back line, it would make it a lot easier for me, especially considering I'm multi-attack, which is making me kind of nervous. Foxy probably won't like that. Oh, barrage gets cancelled out by aimless. Interesting, so I don't do both. Sad. I mean, look, I'll put Foxy out, but we'll see what I do. A Spore Pack and Hongo's Hammer have appeared. It definitely appears to me that if I don't deal with Marrow Man, I'm ruined. I don't think I have time to think about it. It's Hongo's Hammer. I have all the time in the world. It's fine. Don't convince yourself of that, Raps. That'll be a problem. Spore Pack. I could add even more poison. That's a trigger of 4, trigger of 3, trigger of 2, and then a trigger of 1, killing Marrow. So if at one of those turns I freeze Marrow, we easily make it out comfortably. I'm really worried that Foxy's about to just murder themselves by trying to attack. But I think my poison needs to focus first. Alright, Marrow. Alright. I see you there with only 6 health left. Foxy can attack the backline this turn, but realistically, the fact that Foxy has the ability possibly to attack Smog just 3 times here, or even 2 times, they have the ability to die, unfortunately. Like, I want to use Pinkberry Juice on Foxy, but if they attack Smog 2 times, they still die. Wait, no, 3 times they still die. Okay, I prefer those odds. Alright, Foxy, don't die. 1, 2, dead. A random target in the row. Solid 16.7% chance there that was gonna happen, and then it did. Alright, that's fine. It's fine. You can tell by my voice how fine it is. Yeah, this is gonna be a problem. Snow Stick in the backline I would be able to take out right now. Only have 2 damage incoming against myself. I could also try and use Colonel to block some of this damage, blocking 4 incoming damage and giving 6 shield to Rhapsody. Pretty relevant. And then Marrow dies at the next turn. I don't even have to target Marrow anymore. Okay, I like that. Get that shield. I'm terrified to just use Pepper Reaper on Rhapsody because I know it's only going to strike Marrow in the backline. Of course it's only going to... It's always the worst target every time. You've got to invoke the Lightning Orb rule, which is from an old series, of it will always hit, that is to say a random effect, will always hit the worst available target for you. Plan around that. You know, where possible. I'm going to throw a Big Berry out now. It's definitely time. Sick, we actually did hit Smog. Okay, so the new spawns are 2 copies of Paw. When hit, gain 2 teeth. I've got to start training myself to not actually... Yeah, gain 2 teeth. I'll start training myself to not use other games' terminologies instead. Grumble's only attacking for 2, targeting Big Berry in the front line. Obviously completely fine with us. If I were to redraw, I'm getting back Flame Water, Pepper Reaper. Oh, Hongo's Hammer, Small Pack. Oh, that kind of stuff. Okay, yeah. I need poison as soon as possible to start targeting these teeth attackers. Give him the hongo. Yeah. If I hongo hammer a paw, I have hit it once, but I've also given myself a lot more tools to work with here. Colonel. When hit, apply 3 to the ally behind yourself, and you are currently aimless. So if I use a Spore Pack here on the bottom line, it will kill Smog in the front line, and then Paw Paw will take 4 damage this round and then 3 damage next round. So as long as I never attack Paw Paw on the bottom line, I basically never have to worry about them. It's good. Is there anything better? No. Look, there might be. It's only an hour in the first episode. I'm still learning. Give me a time. Sick. All right. Paw Paw attacks for 1 and then dies. Big Berry is going to deal damage to everyone in line, including killing the Goblin in the back line even. They are going to take 4 damage themselves. I'm almost thinking about dropping a Pepper Reaper on them. Deal 2 damage to them, they'll be dealing 6 back. Honestly, them dealing 6 is not as important. Yeah, more waves are coming after this as well, so maybe I need to still consider upkeep. I'm actually going to put health on Big Berry there in the front line. Make a safety play because I currently have the space to do so, and may not in the future. Okay, so Rhapsody is going to attack next before Paw Paw. And if I were to play a card this turn, I would be able to redraw at the start of the next turn, getting myself the poison. Okay, yeah, we're going to Flame Water Rhapsody in the back line. Great, and then I redraw. I get Hongo's Hammer this turn, of course. There you are. Yeah, this is fine. I Hongo Hammer Paw Paw in the back line. It takes 3 damage, it takes 4 damage, it takes lethal. Morejaw comes out. Trigger when hit, says Morejaw. So both, it has a counter of 4, and whenever it is hit, it will trigger its reaction. That's scary. Poisoning it is suddenly very difficult to do. Smog is also back out on the field. When active, apply Aimless to all enemies. So I'm not going to trigger Morejaw at all if I have my druthers. That's how we're going to be going about that. I'm going to open up with a Pepper Reaper on Colonel, who will be hit by this. In doing so, triggering 3 shield to the ally behind themselves. I'm going to also put Big Berry, rather, behind them before I do that. Colonel then attacks and takes out the Grumble on the enemy line. Excellent, love to see it. Big Berry is about to trigger this round. Also, I mean, look, I'll put Colonel back now that I don't have that much HP anymore. I do want to put the Spore Pack on the bottom line, but that will just trigger Morejaw. He will then immediately attack for 5 to Big Berry. The way to avoid this, I guess, is starting to use Snow Sticks to freeze out Morejaw. There's no extra wave coming after this, so I think that's probably the right play for us. So the snow says freezes, counter, and reactions, which means now I have the ability to respond with a Spore Pack to actually get more poison. More poison? It's only 3 damage. Ultimately, the Spore Pack is going to be doing an AoE here? Is that what I want? Yes? Okay. I didn't think it was, but apparently it was. I checked. Okay, I'm good. Next turn, I will be able to draw into my poison. I'm not going to get, maximum poison effect out of it, unfortunately, but it'll be okay. So Smog is about to take 3 and then 4 damage to Colonel and then Rhapsody afterwards, because they are in the same row. They're still going to be taking that hit. 5 damage from Smog to my frontline Big Berry, if I really want to let them do that. Do I really want to let them do that? I can prevent it with a Snow Stick. And then I have another Snow Stick for Morjaw. But then it makes it more difficult to deal with Morjaw in future turns. I don't intend to take all of the time that exists in the world, just most of it. Sure, I'm just Snow Stick top line. We take out Smog comfortably. And now it's just Grumble and Morjaw. So the Grumble, of course, is allowed to do another 2 damage. That's more than welcome. If I don't, in fact, freeze Morjaw right now, they will respond to Big Berry's attack. Can't let them do that. Oh, they're still frozen with this turn. I can actually get a Hongo's Hammer out of them. That's all I ever wanted. I just wanted them poisoned. Yeah. Maybe I wanted more things than that, as it turns out. I'm going to use a Pinkberry Juice on Big Berry, again, protecting them a little bit against Grumble's incoming damage. Then we have the ability to redraw this turn. And we will be redrawing into a Snow Stick to continue stopping the aggression of Morjaw. I mean, Hongo's Hammer appears to be the correct follow-up here still. Not to avoid innovation at all, but don't mess with what works. Foxy was injured in the battle. If they survive the next battle, they will recover. Okay, so it looks like the effect of that is that they will start on half HP. Ah, we are not looking at a standard 3 tier. Alright, Blightsnail. I want treasure or frozen travelers. I don't think I want more units. I've got units that span across health, upkeep, defense, damage, growth. I want treasure, especially considering how many cards I've taken out of the deck. I'm going to see the treasure card very commonly. Oh, baby. Peppering. Apply 2 spice. Barrage hits all targets in the row. So it will hit our Big Berry, which attacks with Barrage, so double dips on this. It will hit our multi-attacker, and it will hit our other Barrage unit. There's also Molten Dip. That does the same permanently, but consumes. Yeah, I'm taking Molten Dip. There was also a Shroom there that would have dealt 4 Shroom damage to the thing that popped it, which I think is actually probably going to be like a really, really good boss counter item, like a single pick boss counter, but hey, look, I'm fine with what I got. Hey, Woolly Snail, what are you doing? So, 1 hour and 8 minutes into the game, I don't have, obviously, a full grip of all of the mechanics and all of the power and all of those kinds of things. So, it's worth noting. Let me rewrite this sentence. Let's go back to the very start. Pretend I haven't said anything when I've come to the store. Woolly Snail. Okay, so in the start of each deck builder series, if I go back and watch the first episode of that series, I will inevitably disagree with most of the things that I said in the first episode. However, I'm also a commentator, so I have to say things in the first episode. What I'm saying is I'm very well aware what I'm about to say may just not be the case. However, It really seems there's disproportional power in gaining a crown. Specifically, it is an extra draw that you don't have to do because it's just naturally in the opening hand. It guarantees that that unit is already counting down its counter as soon as is possible. And it also plays the unit, which otherwise would cost you a turn. So this is, draw advantage, board advantage, play advantage. It seems good. It seems very powerful to get a crown. All right, what else do we have here? Storm Bear Spirit. Target. Oh, it does 8 damage, but the target has to be hit with snow. That's a little difficult. Like, Foxy obviously, stacks snow on targets, but if Foxy's already stacked snow on targets, they're kind of already done anyway. However, this would require, like an ice the turn before, a snow stick, and then a Storm Bear Spirit. Doesn't seem great. Berry Basket. Restore 2 health. Barrage. Neat. I think it's cool, just not necessarily for this deck. And then Frost Bloom. Temporarily reduces attack on a target, clears after triggering. That's super cool. I may actually take that as a tech piece here if I can afford it. Nutshell Cake. So what this does, put simply, like concisely, like briefly, contained within a very small amount of space and or words, is applies 9 shell and reduces heart by 2. It is also consumed. It seems okay. I would also like to kind of avoid that if possible. I'm definitely going to be going for a charm. I'm definitely going to be going for a crown. Total there, 130. So after that, I will have... I will have the sex number left. What do I do with that, though? I could get Frost Bloom and Nutshell Cake if I really wanted to. I could get Frost Bloom and Berry Basket. And maybe I will. Probably not, though. Alright, crown. I equip you. I really like the idea of putting it on Big Berry, specifically because it means if my opening draw contains the Molten Dip, I already have both of my barrage units and my multi-attack unit to target with it. Get crowned Big Berry. Sorry, King Berry. Yep, take a charm. Gain 2 spice when hit. Wait. You're telling me this can go on any unit? Why can this go on any unit? Why is Foxy now capable of taking a second one? I don't understand the difference here. Maybe frenzy units just can't have barrage? And that's the reason I couldn't... I don't know. Spice Charm. Gain 2 when hit. I mean, theoretically, Big Berry is the most likely one to be hit here. Also a pretty good hold of that. That said, obviously Colonel says when hit, so applying a when hit to a target that says when hit is pretty good, but then Colonel is also only dealing damage to a single position, whereas Big Berry has a benefit for killing targets as well as hits multiple targets at the same time. Got him. He's just hanging out next to it. I need to learn what the charm rules are. I'm literally what? I just needed to hit one of those goblins one more time. If I had effects that gave us things on health restore more often, which I know I turned down. I don't have them because I didn't take them. I took other things instead. I think Berry Basket would be useful then. I think Frost Bloom is going to be a lot more useful than I think, and I think I should take Nutshell as a way to kind of like just give myself some tech safety. So let's do it. And leave. Alright, boss. Crunker. You are a backline bombard. You hit all targets in the targeted areas and you deploy to the backline of a row. Ahead of you, you have Grink, who has Frost, temporarily reduces attack, applies 2 when it attacks someone, and the Spuncher. I love these names. Krunker, Grink, and the Spuncher. That's the name of my alt indie band. Sorry, we lost to Clash at Demon Head, but we beat Sex Bob-omb, so it's fine. You know, we still reputation. I want to take Grink out. Is the thing about this, but Foxy's not going to attack fast enough, and if Grink attacks, oh, things are going to be bad. I can move people, so I don't need to worry about Krunker being the problem immediately. Sure, let's get Big Berry on the top line, Foxy behind, Rhapsody behind that. There's the molten dip, baby. But I'm not attacking this turn, so is it worth the good goddamn? It may not be. Oh, especially when it's compared to something like a Hongo's hammer. So Scrap, different kind of health. Reduces by 1 anytime damage is taken. So Hongo's hammer would deal 4 instances of damage to Gronka. I think that's good. I think that's incredible. 1 instance of damage, 2 instances of damage. Okay, Grink is going to be attacking for 1 damage, but they're going to lower the output from Big Berry, unfortunately, by 2 damage. Do I want to let them do that? Do I snow stick them to prevent it? If I snow stick them to prevent it, 2 turns time, we come back, Foxy is then capable of attacking with maybe Molten Dip on? Oh, wait! If Grink attacks Big Berry, not only will it give us 2 Frost, but it will also then give us 2 Spice, which will just cancel one another out. So considering next turn I'm probably going to need to move in response to Krunker, I probably won't be able to play my Molten Dip then, so I think I need to play it now. Okay. So if I move, yeah, we can't have a unit in second line effectively. That's annoying. I kind of want to just snow stick Krunker in the back line, give Foxy the chance to attack this round. Foxy could triple freeze the Spuncher. Spuncher, no spunching. Does that help my position better though? So considering the enemy's attack first, Spuncher punches Big Berry and then Krunker kills Big Berry. I can't let that happen. It does feel like freezing Krunker is the best way around that. Foxy then has the ability to either take out Grink before they ever get an action, or freeze Spuncher to heck and back. I like the freeze to heck and back, actually. I'm going to move everyone down to the bottom line. I'm going to freeze Krunker. And now, when Big Berry attacks, they'll deal 7 damage. So that's 6 to... Ooh, if Grink doesn't attack this round. Which, unfortunately, Grink will attack this round. How do I deal with that? Well, realistically, I just need additional damage on Big Berry. Right? So Grink attacks Big Berry, they lose damage and they gain damage. Oh, right, of course, that doesn't affect... That doesn't problem. That isn't problem. I'm going to give you Pinkberry Juice because there's more units coming out later and I'm going to need some help for them. That helps us take out the back line, though. Krunker, if I attacked you, or rather, if I froze you, or if I used Honko on you, you die this round. So that means that I should freeze you and have Honko ready to start dealing with the next round after this. Yeah, I like that. Okay, I'm gonna reroll. I'm gonna redraw. Yeah, we got a snow stick. It's no problem with the snow stick. We're gonna break Krunker into 2 pieces there. Right, I was barrage attacking. I should have moved to the top line. I would have done damage to Grink. Oops. Okay, no, Krunker is transformed. What? What? Krunker has transformed and now does 3 damage to all of their own units? What's happening here? You know, not mortified. I'm terrified. I'm definitely terrified. I'm petrified. Scared, afraid, shaking in my boots. Yeah, stacking poison immediately seems to be the best play for us right now. For infinite reasons. Get him. Also helps to legitimize a play this turn of something like a spore pack. Adding additional poison on top of the poison. Was that good for you? Did you like that? Krunker? I can't think so. Okay, so Grink and the Sponge. That's my knockoff of Rocky and Bullwinkle, Grink and the Sponcher. I'm going to... I could use the Nutshell Cake, if I wanted to here, to block some health for Bigbury. Heck, we could even move to the top line, block even more damage coming out on Bigbury. Although the Bombard's not coming out this line, so it's not as important. Also, this Sponcher is going to die this round, and then this Grink is you know, pretty close to dead as well. Yeah, I think I want to start working on the top line. So if I want to start working on the top line, move them all up. First off. Incoming damage this round is 4. That gives me a bunch of buffs. I'm going to use the Nutshell Cake now, actually. On Bigberry. Reducing maximum HP, but not current HP, I think. No, it reduces maximum and current at the same time. I really like the decoupling of those for reduction effects. Some games do it, it's a little bit of a... It's a player-friendly mechanic, to be sure, but it's like an intuitive player-friendly mechanic. Bigberry struck back. Did a bunch of damage. Good work, buddy. Okay, so Krunker is going to currently do 3 damage to a bunch of lines. Realistically, I don't actually need to do anything to these enemies right now. Less realistically, I'd really like to get a Spore Pack back. Throw that on the bottom line, help the HP race that we're in against Krunker here. Okay. Oh, it's literally the last card I drew. Baby. Get him! Grink dies to the poison. Krunker's in the back line, heavily frozen. having difficulty doing anything at the moment. There will be a respawn this round as well, so I should definitely focus on trying to make units more powerful, keep units powerful, etc. The Pepper Reaper for +5 spice on Big Berry seems really good. But maybe I need some additional health on Foxy, who is currently holding it down in terms of damage. Throw it down one time, Foxy! Ice Forge. When active, add +3 to all allies and -3 to all enemies. 2 instances of damage will be required to take that unit out. Annoyingly. I need to take that out as fast as possible, obviously. It's the largest limiter on my damage on board here. I mean, next turn it dies. I don't know if I'm thrilled about that being my response to it right now. I'm going to snow... Oh, you're also bombarding your own units right now. I'm way ahead of the battle aping. It's tutorial fight. Yeah, I don't want to stop you from bombarding yourself. Take yourself out of the game, in fact. So I guess I just want to start setting up on dealing damage to the other units on board. Yeah, I pepper reap my Big Berry. Give them the damage. Okay, so Krunker is going to murder themselves, which actually, when Krunker murders themselves, I don't know if I'm even going to get to continue attacking at that point. I guess there's only one way to find out. Yeah, there goes Krunker. Do I get to respond and then get extra? I do! Incredible. I get the ability there to respond for the rest of that round of combat, giving us the ability to eke out extra combo. Sunbell of Fellowship, the companion limit +1, or the Sunbell of the Bell, redraw bell counter -1. Anyway, I'm gonna take that. Of course. I've got buffs and things in the deck. Also, Foxy has recovered from injuries. Nice. Bling Snail Cave or Treasure. Again, the deck is quite thin. It's only 10 cards large. I draw 7 or 6 in a turn? I think 6. I do want to cycle back to things consistently. But if we are now 2/3 of the way through the game, as I expect, considering there were 3 relics, I took 1, now we continue, I took another, and now there's only 1 left. I wonder if I'm going to want more money sooner rather than later. Modifying additional cards in particular comes to mind. Obviously, it's difficult to rate based on what kinds of cards am I possibly looking for? How am I going to do that? I don't know the card set yet. I'm going to go for the money. Oh. 3 hogs around on the field, as well as a warthog. I'm going to make sure I don't play anything downwind of that. 3 hogs each have wild on them, and then the warthog has wild also. And smackback. Smackback, counterattack after taking a hit. And that is a reaction trigger. Okay, that's a reaction trigger, so I can prevent that with Frost. Is exactly what I'm going to intend to do. Takes 5 turns for the warthog to hit. I kind of want to start out now by molten dipping my top line. Each of these hogs, as long as I leave the hogs alive for a little bit of time, is going to do very little to me. It's only once I start killing them that, like, really the snowball has started going down the hill and it needs to continue going or I lose. I'm going to open with the molten dip. It's also worth noting, all of these hogs, each of them is going to do a single hit against Big Berry, giving Big Berry +6 spice, which is pretty good for Big Berry. I think I now just start out freezing Warthog, as much as I want to increase the health of Big Berry right now. I think if I start freezing the Warthog in the back line, I can prevent its reaction ever, and it makes it so much easier to kill. Thanks for the buffs, nerd! Okay, so Foxy can attack this round, and in doing so, murders the hog in the front line, and then smacks the Warthog and freezes them, importantly, twice. And then next turn, each of these hogs will have, 3 multi-strike, which actually is insane for Big Berry. Oh. I mean, it's actually wild for anyone who wants to take damage in any way. But Big Berry does. How much damage do I need Big Berry really to have? Not entirely certain. I'm gonna give him a pinkberry juice. I think it's gonna be important. Hell yeah. We lock down the Warthog. This hog is going to attack twice to Big Berry here in the front line. The second one, attack twice. The Big Berry in the front is so good. I could use this to get health instead if I really wanted to. I don't think that's the right play for us. I think the right play at this point in time might even be fishing for Hongo's hammer. It's worth noting, after the hogs have attacked, then Big Berry is going to respond. In attacking both of them is going to heal for 4 and heal the area for 4. Although only Big Berry can really gain anything out of that, so not necessarily super relevant. Alright, Hongo hammer on the Warthog? Do I want to do that? If I just put Big Berry on the top line, I murder that Warthog right now. And then next turn, Rhapsody's AoE takes out the hog, and they're attacking anyway. Okay, I buy myself an extra turn's worth of ability to do whatever the heck I want, basically, with this. I think I'm going to use this to get a Flame Water out on Foxy. Thank you for the buffs. Right. Is there anything additional I need to think about here? Getting another unit on board might be nice. Sure. Especially considering the wild triggers, you know? Ooh, hello, Rock Hog. While active, adds 1 frenzy to all allies. Hey. None of the enemies are attacking this round. Quite encouraging. Unfortunately, the Goblin only drops money when they are hit, so hitting them with the Spore Pack right now doesn't really make a bunch of sense. Foxy is going to attack for 4, 3 times to the front line here. He's going to freeze the Warthog, preventing them from striking back, which is lovely. Always good to see. I think maybe Hongo's hammer there is... Wait, wild smackback, counter-attack after taking a hit. Okay, so if I use Hongo's hammer on Warthog, they would then just attack. Not exactly what I'm looking for here. I think I should start working on Rockhole. Although, let's think about this for just an additional second here, because at the start of the next turn, they're going to have 2 hogs? 2 hogs? Only 2 hogs that want to attack, and they're going to be attacking for a small amount of... Never mind, we're fine. I just wanted to see what Devil's Advocacy could do for us there. Two turns until Big Berry is doing what Big Berry does. You know, with Colonel out on the field and taking 2 hits, I definitely want to put someone behind them to actually benefit from that armor. Let's put the powerful but fragile Foxy there. If I Spore Pack this bottom line, I can kill the Rock Hog. That's not super important to me. Rock Hog can die next round. Poison on the top line's also not super important to us, but I'd really like to damage that goblin myself. We're doing this really efficiently. I'm going to throw a Nutshell on Big Berry. I don't think I need to be as worried as I am right now. Okay, so this redraw gets us closer to Hongos again. Big Berry is just going to wipe out all the units on this side of the field, healing the ever-loving heck out of everyone who happens to be here. Draw pile, pink reduce. Yeah, I guess I might just want pink reduce from the draw pile. Sure. Well, I mean, I also got your Hongo's hammer. I was about to say YOLO hammer. Big Berry, you can have some big health. Nice. All 5 of them went down that round. Hey, Razor. Oh, they're all wild. Neat. Okay, so, I mean, you know, part of my soul immediately says just Hongo. Hongo and go. So if I kill both of these hogs in the back line this round, I give multi to both of the hogs on the top line. Those 2 hogs on the top line attacking with multi next round hit Big Berry. And in doing so, give Big Berry plus 12 damage. Big Berry then has a total of 17 damage? Only needs 1 more to be able to take Warthog out before their turn? Seems great to me. Seems great to me. If Rhapsody attacks at this point, I will also get a counterattack out from Warthog, unfortunately, so I would have to freeze the Warthog if I want to follow up like that. Do I? Because this Hongo's hammer really matters. And also having poison constant. Oh, you've only got 3 attack. I can use the Frostbloom to reduce Razor. I was about to say I'm reducing the amount of options I have in hand to deal with Razor. So 2 Snow Sticks and a Frostbloom. But if I use the Snow Stick on the top line, buff me, buff me. Excellent. So yeah, when Big Berry responds, I'm just going to be murdering the Warthog on the top line. And then if Razor ever attempts to attack, I just need to have Frostbloom in hand. So needing to have Frostbloom in hand when Razor attacks, I think means I need to play out this whole hand. Get Hongoed. Big Berry is just going to murder the Warthog instantaneously. I freeze Razor, buying myself a turn. or rather just buying myself priority on that turn, because otherwise Razor would have attacked first. You are still attempting to attack first. I'm going to hit you with a Frost Bloom. In doing so, you now deal 0 damage, but you will do 6 instances of 0 damage. You hit me 0 times, and Foxy now has 24 shell. Neat. Yeah, I'm just gonna buff Foxy. It only seems appropriate that I give Foxy the ability to win this. So, do it. With, even more damage. Get him, get him. They had a whole one more getting them in there, and they didn't even do it. Victory. Ah, the Eye of the Storm. I think I now see our final location. Woolly Snail. So this... I either can spend the money, or I can remove cards. Why would you do this to me? I spend the money. I can only lean into the meme so far. Adds 1 frenzy, but also increases your counter by 1. Spice stones. Double the target's spice. Neat. Pom Bomb hits all undamaged enemies for 5. That seems really good. I am going to Crown, because this will actually put Colonel out on the field. I will finally play Colonel. Hey Colonel, do you want to get buffed? Do you want to get big? Heart Charm! Plus 5 HP. Big Berry could take that? Really? Really? God, Big Berry's so good. I kind of want to split HP among the 2 different targets. It feels just a little bit safer. But I'm more happy losing Colonel than I am losing Big Berry. I buff Big Berry. Get buffed. I purchased another charm. Of course I do. Scrap Charm. A different kind of health. Interesting. I can't put that on it. I don't have anything to wear it. Damn. I'm gonna take the Spice Stones because I got a lot of spice in this deck. It's a spicy deck. I'm gonna go to the treasure ahead as well. Open it up. More spice, please. Okay, 3 options here. The Fungo Blaster. Whenever a poisoned enemy, a shroomed enemy dies, apply their shroom to a random enemy. There's also the Bling Bank, in case I want to suddenly generate money right now. When an enemy is killed, gain 4 bling, or the Pepper Flag. It's a scrap, so I can put the charm that I just got on it. And while active, all allies retain spice. Ridiculous. Let me go give that extra armor. Love it. And then head to a journal page before the Heart of the Storm. Oh. You can't. Can I go back? You can't do this to me. I just recorded a whole episode. It's 2 hours. I'm busy. God. Oh no. An error has occurred. Your game may no longer function correctly. Error logs can be found in your Wildfrost app data folder. Game did just come out a couple days ago, and they do have fixes both for bugs and balance planned in the near future. Do not worry. I'm glad that it didn't just crash the game. Can I continue? Let me do it. I'm gonna hide this message up here. Okay. It's time to center myself. Good. Let's go. Frost Guardian, boss. When health lost, add equal damage to self and allies. There's also Plum, restore 4 health to all allies. The Spike Wall, which is a frontline unit, deploys to the front of the row and has smackback, so it will respond with 4 damage anytime it wants, or anytime I hit it. I'm going to also very quickly go over here and just drop the master volume just a touch. Okay. Mega Mimic also has trigger whenever an ally attacks and lose 1 health. Interesting. So being able to do 3 instances of individual damage with something like Foxy is pretty neat. Applying the freeze in particular, which I think will work on the Spike Wall, should then prevent its reaction. Also very good. Big Berry. Foxy. Colonel, and then Rhapsody. What about that? What about that for a starting line? Ah, of course. I forgot. Molten Dip is going to require I slightly change this. Counterattack after taking a hit. Okay. Still does feel like maybe Hongo's hammer is correct, even despite that. 5 rounds until new enemy spawn. Mega Mimic triggers whenever an ally attacks. So the card will trigger whenever an ally attacks, and then lose a health. The fact that I'm not hitting units that really have health, they have scrap health rather, which is any instance of damage takes away 1, means that Molten Dip isn't as important immediately here as it otherwise might be. Maybe it's time to develop the Pepper Flag really early. Give myself the ability to persist. Especially considering I have the Pepper Reaper and the Big Berry out on board. It doesn't sound like an awful idea. So I do it. So when Plum attacks, they'll attack for 2 damage and restore 4 health to all allies? If I put Rhapsody down in the bottom line, I could throw out the Molten Dip early if I really wanted to here. Hongo's hammer doesn't seem like a great idea here. Ooh, maybe on the Mimic though. 1 damage, and then triggers another damage, and then it's very vulnerable. Yeah. I Hongo Hammer the Mega Mimic in order to do 2 damage this round, and also 1 damage next round. So Plum is going to attack, which will then trigger Mega Mimic, who will then also attack, hitting Big Berry. For 5 damage. Nothing to turn our nose up at. It's going to be annoying. However, then Big Berry is going to get permanent Spice after that. I like it. Gives shell to the ally behind. I wonder if a Clunker counts as an ally for the sake of Colonel. Time to find out. Molten Dip, bottom line. Yep, it got shield. And we froze the enemy before before they started to be able to react. Everything's going gangbusters right now. Frost Guardian says, when health lost, add equal damage to self and allies. Equal to the health lost, no doubt. I mean, if I just rotate these two, I get Colonel to murder the spike wall, and I get Big Berry to deal a bunch of damage to a bunch of units. I'm gonna use the Pepper Reaper on Big Berry, getting him up to 19 damage. I strike back for almost enough to kill Plum. Just not. Forcing the redraw at this point in order to get Spice Stones back out, which doubles the target's Spice. Sounds pretty sick, especially on a turn where I can really afford it. The possibility of Big Berry going down without being able to do its next hit is mortifying to me, though. Okay, I do the redraw. It's too good to turn down, especially because I can just cycle and do it again later. Spice Stone. It's time to break some limits. Okay. We see a Rock Hog on the bottom here. While active, add double strike to all allies on the field. There's the Frost Guardian and Grizzle in the back line. The Frost Guardian currently only needs to be slowed once. Yep. Only needs to resist snow once before I can then murder. Foxy currently attacks the Rock Hog 3 times in order to take it out? That's a lot. But if Foxy doesn't do that, I can actually hit the Frost Guard this turn with one of my pieces of damage. Okay, so we use the Pepper Reaper on Foxy. 9 damage. 6 damage. Right, of course. I keep forgetting. You don't add the spice. The spice is just what the spice is. 4 turns until the respawn here. I'm going to use the Pink Berry Juice on the on Berry here. I think it's the right idea, considering how powerful Berry is, to just focus very heavily on keeping Berry around for a bit here. Yeah, 23 across both of the enemies. I'm just gonna... I mean, I don't murder outright the Frost Guardian, but I'm getting close. Actually... yeah, I do just want to cycle through this deck consistently as quickly as I can. Oh, I can't use Pepper Reaper on Foxy. It would kill them. Okay, sure. I Pepper Reaper on Big Berry. Big damage. Only 4 health left on that Frost Guardian. I'm gonna use the Nutshell Cake just to... Oh, it removes current HP as well, I forgot! That's both of my units! I literally just had a snow stick in hand. I had... Anyway. We're going to show you everything except for the final windscreen. Yeah, that'll be in the second episode. Yeah. Hongos will kill it before its turn. Doesn't really help me at all, though. I've just got to get some more value out on the field. Wait, that doesn't end the round, right? Yeah, of course. I had it! I just threw it away! When an ally is killed, lose half of your HP and gain 2 damage. I still have some ways to scale in this deck. Let's see what I can do. It's definitely going to have to be a redraw. Nothing in my hand is unfair enough to really get us through. Giving health to Colonel makes a bunch of sense. Providing more health backwards after the fact. I'm not certain I will now have the ability to get over that. Over the line that is here. Okay, so. Incoming damage this round is 4 in 3 different instances. Gonna lose all of the damage that Colonel can deal. I'm going to use Hongos on Porcupine. Start trying to work through it before it has too much impact on board. I can prevent Uber Bear from attacking this turn, but then I can't do much about the next turn. I'm just kind of putting myself behind the 8 ball a bit. Kind of have to do so now, though. Okay. Incoming is 6. Colonel does currently die to that. Freezing the enemy will just let them attack next round, which is not going to save Colonel much. I can also just move Colonel back, not have Colonel take the damage this round, instead have Rhapsody take the damage, but then I lose the negation of Frost. I've got the Pepper Reaper as well as Flame Water, both in the draw pile. I do need to get to Pepper Reaper as soon as possible, because next turn I need to attack with Pepper Reaper on Rhapsody in order to be able to do 9 damage to the top line entirely. I'm gonna use Frostbloom on the Frost Guardian, lower the damage by 3 this round. Get myself all the block that I need. Then, at the start of this turn, I'm going to roll. Uber Bear attacks first, unfortunately, applying too slow. I'm gonna put the Pepper Flag in front in order to get that to chump the Uber. And then I'm going to use Pepper Reaper on Rhapsody in the back line. Okay. Currently, the Frost Guardian's dealing 6. I actually think I need to throw Colonel into my deck now. If I'm going to get enough value out of Colonel, I'm going to require multiple triggers. I'm going to require health as well. So that happens for free. Unfortunately, if I lose the Pepper Flag, I will also lose all of my damage. Oh, and wait! Rhapsody is... I hit the Polar Bear, which freezes Rhapsody. Oh, no. That's about as bad as it gets. Stop the 7 damage on board. Or stop 5 of it, rather, because the Frost Guardian still gets through. The enemies are going to attack so many times before I get back to them. There's no way for me to win unless I start ramping damage and then survive, so play to your wins. Play to your outs, not to the things that kill you. I redraw, I do get Colonel. Unfortunately, if I put out Colonel in the front line, they will die this round immediately to a single hit. But I can take the 8 and then the 1 and then the 1 from Grink. From the Grinks, rather. And then put the Colonel in the front line next round in order to start defending Rhapsody. Oh, Bigfoot's aimless and does 7 damage. It's entirely possible they just immediately kill Rhapsody here. Can I do anything about that? I mean, only freezing Bigfoot. Does that count as doing anything about it? Or does that just give us another different problem later? It gives us a different problem later, but sometimes that's the best we can do. So Colonel will definitely die if the Frost Guardian attacks this round. Maybe I can chomp the pepper flag now. How many more times am I going to need to strike for a large amount of spice? If I use spice stones on Rhapsody here, I get them up to 8 damage AoE. So if I chomp with the pepper flag for the Frost Guardian hit and then resetting Frost Guardian to counter 2? Ugh. But still resets them to counter 2. Also leaves the Colonel alive still. Alright. Okay, so this round, again, unfortunately, Bigfoot is going to need to be frozen. Because if they're not, I'm dead. Freeze Bigfoot. So on the bottom line, that's 8, penetrates through the enemies. Doesn't kill the Bigfoot in the back line, but it halves the HP of the Frost Guardian 3 times over. I need to redraw. There's the ability to double. So that would give me the ability to kill Bigfoot this round. Which matters a lot. However, if I snow stick the Frost Guardian, Colonel can give 4 more health to Rhapsody and live into the next round. But then Bigfoot's not dead. Which means there's just another unit on the field that I still need to snow stick again. And I won't have one in that hand. Let's think about this for an additional second. Snow stick the top line, right? Snow stuck. Colonel gets struck 2 times here. Gives another 6 HP to the back line that is Rhapsody. Rhapsody then unloads all of their buffs and debuffs, striking all enemies on this line for 8 damage, killing 2 Grinks, halving the Frost Guardian's health. I'm just going to treat it as 124 because it's much easier here. To 62. Right, I was thinking 128 for the powers of 2. Oops. To 62 and then to 31. And then I'm 5 turns away from the next attack with Rhapsody, which is untenable. I need to be able to kill Bigfoot this round to have any chance whatsoever of locking down just one target on the field and being able to win. I currently do 6 damage at a pop. When an ally is killed, you will halve and gain 2. It's possible I just go straight for you rather than an ally here for maximal impact. That'll be Hongo's Hammer on Frost Guardian, considering how many turns they have left, and then a Snow Stick, and then we redraw at the start of the next turn to see if we Snow Stick again. Sorry, at the start of the next turn. Start of the turn after the next turn, that is. I Frost the Freeze Guardian. Incoming damage this round is 15. I have 17 health, but I will lose an additional 2 damage if that happens. I roll. And there's Hongo's Hammer. That's 1 damage this round, and then 4 damage at the end of the round. I survive, Frost Guardian dies. The I survive and Frost Guardian dies comes down to the fact that I can then follow up with more damage. You can't stop me! I can't even stop me! I threw so hard that frisbee rotated the earth and came back. Rhapsody. Barrage. 1 counter, 2 life, 2 damage, 4 weakness. Victory? Rhapsody, Snow applied, 96, Spice applied, 123, damage dealt, 970, Blings from combos, 155, and highest damage dealt, 28, damage blocked, 70. We also see town progress here. A new charm has been unlocked as well as a pet house. Let's go back to town and check out what they mean by those. New Frost Guardian ascended. So our Frost Guardian Rhapsody is now ascended, and apparently all of the units in their deck as well. Neat. Pet house construction completed. New pets to start each journey with can be unlocked in the pet house. Challenge stones rather. New charm unlocked. Visit the challenge stones to discover your new charm. We also discovered a Frostoscope construction. Use the Frostoscope to keep an eye on the Frost Guardian. There's also an Inventor's Hut. Construction is started on that, but not complete. Welcome to Snowdwell! You can construct new buildings in the town by completing challenges. Check back here after each run to see what you've unlocked. hit the redraw bell 10 times. I could have sworn I did that. The construction of that hadn't started until the end of the run, so it wasn't counting it. Don't worry, I know what's up. Daily Voyage. The Daily Voyage is generally more difficult than the main game mode. Each day, a new adventure will be generated with random cards and modifiers. All cards, tribes, events, and charms are unlocked during the Daily Voyage runs, but you only get one attempt. Good luck. I'm not going to dive into that too deeply at the moment. I'm just going to very quickly make my way across a couple. Oh, right, of course, that's what that was. There's this. Hey, Zoe here, experienced pet trainer. I'll be training up your little buddies to accompany you on journeys. Snoof! I will die for you. Snoof is a 3/3 that attacks once per every 3 rounds and applies a snow. Recalling 3 companions will get me more progress here. We also have one more building to quickly check. The Snow Dwellers. A collection of clans who banded together in the town of Snowdwell to lead the battle against the Wildfrost. Mastering the elements is key to their strategies in battle, using snow and shrooms to hinder enemies, shells to protect themselves, and flaming hot spice to gain more power. And it looks like I'm going to have to slay another 28 enemies here in order to unlock another clan to be playing in the future with. Other than that, it looks like that one will probably try taking you a new run. Modifier Bell is also unlocked. Modifier Bells provide additional damage. I see what's up here. My Covenant Ascension. Modifier Bells provide additional damage for those that are brave enough. You can enable Disable Bells before starting each run. Yep, this definitely looks like it would be a new run. So that means it's my time to say, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Wildfrost. There is a link in the description down below, very near the top, to the Steam store page where you can pick this game up for yourself. I'll also say this is the start of a new series and the start of a new deck builder roguelike series on this channel. So it is important in terms of YouTube growth, career, income, etc. I gotta ask. If you liked the video and you sat through 2 hours and 12 minutes of it, click that like button. Give it 3 clicks. You have to do an odd number of clicks, okay? That is the only stipulation I will provide you. For the moment, otherwise. My name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Wildfrost. Top left is the series playlist for all my content on this game, present and future. Down below is YouTube's recommendation for what it thinks you should watch next, and streaming past the names of the people who are generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsyPlays. From the especially thanked here, I'm gonna throw a thanks out to someone named Sean. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully see y'all next time.